Coming up today on Public Eye News, a severe storm in San Antonio has left 40,000 people without power, and President Trump plans to reenact his immigration ban with a few updates.
Ahead, weatherman Charles Owsley will have our weather forecast for the upcoming week and will update you on the Detroit Red Wings. Hi, I'm John Krieger.
And I'm Julie Goldberg. Welcome to Public Eye News. A home in Ishpeming has extensive damage after a fire broke out Sunday afternoon. The fire happened at an unoccupied home at 600 North Front Street on the corner of North First and East High Street around 3 p.m. yesterday. The City of Ishpeming Volunteer Fire Department said that there was no one inside the home at the time of the fire. No cause for the fire has been released, and the fire department says it is too early to say what could have started the fire. And Eastern Upper Michigan law enforcement agencies stepped up snowmobile patrols over the weekend. According to the Luce County Sheriff's Department, the agencies issued 49 citations and 93 verbal warnings, and no one was arrested. The safety task force focused on careless operation, unreasonable speed, operating while intoxicated, exceeding exhaust sound decibel levels, and reducing crashes. The Michigan DNR, National Park Service, Alger County Sheriff, Marquette County Sheriff, and Schoolcraft County Sheriff also participated in the safety task force.
In honor of the UP 200, Northern Michigan University students held their own version of the race with their annual Human Sled Dog Race. Human Sled Dog Races is a Winterfest event where teams of 4 pull a single rider across a designated course in a homemade sled. 14 teams competed against other student houses across campus. First, second, and third place winners received Winterfest mugs, t-shirts, and other various apparel. And a stranded ice climber was rescued from the ice at Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore on February 17th. The 20-year-old woman belayed 130 feet down a wall of ice between Sand Point and Miners Castle. She fell 8 feet and reported pain. An outside group of climbers found the woman and helped her climb down to the shoreline, where a Coast Guard helicopter rescued her. The Coast Guard transported the woman to the Munising Memorial Hospital for treatment on head and back injuries.
The Genesee Prosecutor's Office has authorized charges against a 24-year-old man who is believed to have injured his 7-week-old daughter in a suspected child abuse case. Matthew Antoine Hoyle was watching his daughter while the mother was at work on Friday when the alleged abuse took place. Prosecutor David Lenton said, quote, "We believe that he shook her, causing injury, and the type of injuries a baby has are consistent with what is commonly referred to as shaken baby syndrome," end quote. Lenton said there were also marks around the baby's neck believed to have been caused by Hoyle. A single count of first-degree child abuse against Hoyle was authorized by Lenton, and as of 9:30 this morning, Hoyle had not been arraigned. And in Wisconsin, 2 Republican lawmakers have scrapped a bill to end daylight savings time amid a backlash on social media and now want to make the sunshine extended time change permanent year-round in the state. Last week, Representatives Samantha Kirkman and Michael Schra introduced a bill that would have eliminated daylight savings time in Wisconsin. The change would mean the summer sun would set an hour earlier. Schra said Friday that the news release went out prematurely and sparked a backlash on Facebook from people who didn't want their summer night shortened. The state would need a federal waiver to make the change. And stay tuned, because after the break, we have a national international news.
When I decided to speak, I had a lot to say.
Singer, dancer, activist, poet, and writer Maya Angelou takes us on an intimate journey through her life and our world.
For the caged bird sings of freedom.
She was big, and she had the voice of God.
I am your mother, I'm your auntie, I'm your teacher.
Meet the extraordinary Maya Angelou.
And still, I rise.
On American Masters.
Tuesday at 8 after PBS NewsHour on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. A severe storm went through parts of San Antonio earlier today, causing significant damages in the area and leaving nearly 40,000 residents without power. More than 100 structures were damaged in the city's north side. Residential homes accounted for most of the destruction, and an elementary school and a few commercial properties were also damaged. The main part of the storm hit just south of the San Antonio International Airport, which is north of downtown. Fire department officials said 43 homes were significantly damaged in the area, and no serious injuries or fatalities have been reported. President Trump is spending most of the President's Day holiday at his Florida estate, but it's not a day off. Craig Boswell is at the White House with what is on the president's agenda.
President Trump spent part of his weekend holding a campaign-style rally in Florida, where he stood by his travel ban for people from 7 Muslim-majority countries.
And I've taken decisive action to keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country.
White House officials are working on a new executive order to replace the older order, which was overturned in the courts. It is expected to be unveiled this week. Citizens from the 7 Muslim-majority countries will still be banned from coming to America, but the new order will make clear it exempts green card holders and travelers already en route to the U.S. when the order is issued.
We'll be doing something over the next couple of days. We don't give up. We never give up.
The White House is also considering new guidelines from the Department of Homeland Security to aggressively detain and deport undocumented immigrants already living in the U.S. According to DHS memos, the agency would hire an additional 15,000 agents to enforce immigration laws. The government would expand the priority list for immigrants marked for immediate removal, including those charged with a crime, and it would direct for the immediate planning, design, and construction of a wall on the southern border. Protests were held against the president's immigration policies this weekend, and more are expected today.
15-year-old boy Sergio Adrian Hernandez was shot in Mexico by Border Patrol agent Jesus Mesa Jr., killing the young man with a gunshot wound to the head in June of 2010. Sergio was believed to be playing a game with his friends while running down the culvert from Mexico's side and up to the American side, touching an 18-foot fence. Sergio's parents are now appealing to the Supreme Court, in which lawyers believe would be the last efforts for justice. U.S. officials will not prosecute or extradite Mesa Jr. to Mexico to face charges, although he clearly violated the young man's rights. And newly released security footage from Malaysia shows a moment when the half-brother of North Korea's dictator was assassinated. CBS's Adriana Diaz has a story from Beijing.
This chilling security camera footage shows Kim Jong-nam navigating Kuala Lumpur's busy airport last Monday, just moments before he's attacked. As he stands at a check-in kiosk, his alleged assassins strike. A woman in a white shirt appears to wipe a cloth across his face with an accomplice before both slip back into the crowd. Kim then alerts airport employees and police, who bring him to the airport's medical center. He later died en route to the hospital.
4 suspects has been identified.
Sunday, Malaysian police said they're working with Interpol. 7 suspects are at large. 4 of them, all North Korean, left the country on the day of the attack.
We need them to assist in the investigation. So we have to collect all the evidence pertaining to the involvement of these people.
4 others are already in custody, including a North Korean chemistry expert and both alleged female attackers. The women, once seen here leaving the airport, told investigators they thought they were pulling a prank for a hidden camera TV show. Kim Jong-nam's son has landed in Malaysia, presumably to identify his father's body. As for the suspects under custody, they'll appear before a court on Wednesday and will likely either be charged or released. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Beijing.
Airstrikes in the Syrian capital of Damascus left at least 7 people dead Monday as activists reported a 3rd straight day of escalations by pro-government forces. Jets that are believed to belong to the Russia or Syrian air forces pounded the Brazza and Koban neighborhoods in the northeast corner of the capital, leveling several buildings and wounding at least 12 people. The 2 neighborhoods connect to a vast opposition-held district in the suburbs of the capital through a network of smuggling tunnels, according to Syrian researcher Aaron Lund. And after President Donald Trump's first month in office, Europeans have reacted with demonstrations of anger that a century of transatlantic friendship may be failing. The government of some traditional allies have gone a step further, uniting with fundraising plans and a special conference to balance the new U.S. Administration's policies have unsettled many European nations as much as its ban on funding for international groups. And stay tuned, because after the break, we'll have your weather and sports.
Next time on Frontline, at the height of the war on terror, Guantanamo held almost 700 detainees. Now, all but 41 have been released. NPR correspondent Arun Rath investigates where they've gone.
Do you think there was a misunderstanding about the terms of your release?
And who's responsible now that they're out of Gitmo?
Tuesday at 10 after Maya Angelou on American Masters, right here on Public TV 13.
Hi, and welcome back. Looking across campus, that sunny weather we were having has seemed to disappear, but it will be back soon, but not for long, so take advantage. Let's take a look at the current conditions right now in Marquette. Right now, it's mostly cloudy with a temperature of 45 degrees Fahrenheit, winds coming out of the south at 17 miles an hour. Barometric pressure is at 30.04 inches and falling. Looking into tonight, we'll have some rain showers with a low of 41 degrees, winds coming out of the south at 20 miles an hour. And tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 52 degrees. Winds coming out of the west-southwest at 8 miles an hour. Let's take a look across the UP. Pretty cloudy across the board. Over in Sault Ste. Marie is 36 degrees. In Manistique, 38. In Escanaba, 41. And down in Menominee, 44 degrees. Taking a look at the other half. Over in Iron Mountain, 44 degrees. In Ironwood, 49. Up there in Houghton, 45 degrees. And back here in Marquette, 46. Let's take a look at the rest of the week. Looking ahead, on Wednesday, we will have a high of 48 with a low of 32 and scattered showers. On Thursday, we will have a high of 37 with a low of 29 and partly cloudy. And on Friday, we will have a high of 33 with a low of 24 and snow showers. Julie, I hear you have some great news concerning the Northern Michigan women's lacrosse team.
Yeah, they made some history on Saturday, and let me tell you all about it. In their first game in program history, the Northern Michigan women's lacrosse team beat Northwind College 18-1. The team started hot by scoring 7 goals in the first 10 minutes of the game. Shelby Klotz led the way with 5 goals, while teammates Blair Osgood and Grayson Windlever scored 4 goals each. The Wildcats limited Northwind to just 5 shots on goal. Their next game is on Saturday, March 4th, when they host Aquinas at the Superior Dome. And next up, the Detroit Red Wings earned 4 huge points over the weekend as they try to reach the playoffs. On Saturday, Detroit beat the Washington Capitals 3-2 with goals from Franz Nielsen and Tomas Tatar. Henrik Zetterberg won the game for Detroit with a shootout goal, while Peter Mrazek made 34 saves. And yesterday, the Red Wings beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-2. Scoring for the Wings were Nick Jensen, Steve Ott, Thomas Vanek, Luke Glendening, and Tatar again. Mrazek made 24 saves in yesterday's victory. The Red Wings are now 24-25-10 this season and are 6 points out of the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. And on Saturday, Michigan State suffered a huge loss in senior Aaron Harris. The school announced yesterday that Harris will need season-ending surgery on his right knee. He went down the second half during Saturday's game at Purdue when he drove to the baseline on a layup, landed awkwardly, and had to be taken off the court on a stretcher. The school did not disclose what the injury was other than to classify it as significant. Harris was averaging 10.7 points per game this season and was leading the team in 3-point shooting. So John, I hear you have a story that's pretty mammoth.
Yeah, you know, I must say it's a pretty hairy one, but let me tell you about it. A Harvard University scientist claims that his team is only 2 years away from resurrecting some traits of the woolly mammoth. Researcher George Church said, quote, "Our aim is to produce a hybrid elephant-mammoth embryo," end quote. Church envisions the hybrid creatures living on the tundras of Russia and Canada. He believes their presence could help stave off climate change, and when asked for a name, Church named the embryo cold-resistant Asian elephants. And police are reminding people not to open their door to any unfamiliar cattle after a pair of cows escaped from their pen. Officers managed to take a photo of the cows before herding them back to the pen. Police posted the photo on Facebook saying 2 suspicious males were going door to door trying to sell dairy products. They were apprehended after a short foot pursuit.
Shouldn't be a short hoof pursuit.
Oh, geez, yes, I agree. You know, the Red Wings, though, like a lot of people are saying they're not going to make it to the playoffs this year, but I still have faith.
We just gotta believe in them. But that's all the time we have for today on Public Eye News. Tune in back tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.